Good day, everyone. So today we're going to be tackling all about the history of volleyball. And before anything else, my name is Jasmine Bisalino from BSTEM 2B, and I will be the one who will be discussing with you. So I hope you all listen, understand, and enjoy.
No, that ball. I told you.
Yeah, this first set awesome recently.
Volleyball is a very well-known sport all over the world, and it is not new to each one of us, especially to us Filipinos, which became part of our lives, especially when pertaining to entertainment and overall health and body fitness. But, do you know why, how, when, where, and who developed this famous game? So first off, who? Who invented the sport, and he is considered the father of volleyball. In 1891, William G. Morgan entered Herman Preparatory School in Northfield, Massachusetts, and it was there he developed a friendship with James A. Naismith, who was destined to be the originator of basketball. Naismith was impressed with young Morgan's athletic skills and encouraged Morgan to continue his education at the International Young Men's Christian Association Training School in Springfield, Massachusetts, now called Springfield College. Next, when and where. When and where the sport first took place. The game of volleyball, originally called mentonet, an indoor sport meant to be gentler than basketball, and incorporates some of the characteristics of tennis, badminton, and handball. The game was invented in February 9, 1895 by William G. Morgan after the invention of basketball only 4 years before. Morgan, a graduate of the Springfield College of the YMCA, designed the game to be a combination of basketball, baseball, tennis, and handball. So it is clearly stated that the game was originated at the Springfield College of the YMCA. Furthermore, how and why? How and why the sport was created. The year was 1895, and physical director William G. Morgan had a problem. The newly created game of basketball, while popular with the kids, was proving to be too strenuous for the local businessmen. He needed an alternative. Something this older gentleman could play. Something without too much bumping or jolting. Morgan said, with a strong athletic impulse but with no physical contact. So Morgan borrowed. From basketball, he took the ball. From tennis, the net. The use of hands and the ability to play off the walls and overhangs he borrowed from handball. And from baseball, he took the concept of innings, and he termed this new game mentonet. To fully execute the sport into a game, William Morgan borrowed or made use of the equipments from the other sports, like tennis and basketball. So the first volleyball net. The first volleyball net borrowed from tennis was only 6 feet 6 inches high. An unlimited number of players could be in on each side of the court at any given time. The early balls. Because the ball needs to be kept airborne, it needs to be fairly light, but not so light that it can only move slowly. Originally, the game was played with the bladder from a basketball, but this was too slow as it was not heavy enough. Early players attempted to use basketballs, but they were too heavy. The Spalding Ball. Morgan asked the factory of A.G. Spalding and Bros near Chicopee, Massachusetts, to make him a special ball for the game. They created a ball in 1900 consisting of 3 layers. The first was a latex bladder made from a material like a bicycle tire. The second was a chest cloth material around the bladder, and the third was a leather outer layer. This was satisfactory, and modern volleyballs have not changed significantly since the first design. For additional historical information, it was at this conference that Dr. Alfred Halstead, a professor at Springfield College, suggested a 2-word version of its present name, volleyball. The game of volleyball was quite a bit different from what we're used to. It was played on a smaller 25 by 50 feet court, with an unlimited number of players hitting the ball an unlimited number of times. On either side of a 6 feet 6 inches high net, things tended to get a little crowded. Over the years that followed, the rules of the sport were further refined and standardized. In 1917, the scoring system per game was changed from 21 to 15 points, while in 1920, the rule stipulating a maximum of 3 hits per team was instituted. Until the early 1930s, volleyball was for the most part a game of leisure and recreation, and there were only a few international activities and competitions. There were different rules of the game in various parts of the world. However, national championships were played in many countries. For instance, in Eastern Europe, where the level of play had reached a remarkable standard. Volleyball has witnessed a particularly impressive growth spurt over the last 2 decades, fueled by the expansion of the international competitions such as the FIVB World Championships, the FIVB World League, the FIVB World Grand Prix, the FIVB World Cup, and the FIVB Grand Champions Cup, not to mention, of course, the Olympic Games, where both the indoor and the beach versions now enjoy huge popularity. Today, over 120 years after it was first conceived, volleyball is played by more than 800 million people worldwide, a fact that would surely leave its creator, William G. Morgan, whose goal was to create a sport open to all, a huge amount of satisfaction.
So, that would be all. I hope you all understood and gained some knowledge about relating to the history of volleyball. Thank you, God bless, and stay safe.